So if you're a baseball fan, you can pretty much expect these three things to always happen. One, Mike Trout is going to miss the playoffs. Two, Giraffe Neck Mark is going to pick the Mets to win the World Series. And three, if Justin Verlander is pitching in October and it just so happens to be the World Series, he's going to give up 7 runs. And honestly, I'm not even really being dramatic. If we go back to 2006 when JB was 23 years old, he gave up 7 runs in 11 innings. Okay, maybe we can blame the fact that he was 23, he was young, but now that he's 29 years, okay, even at 29 years old when he's pretty much a veteran, he gave up 5 runs in a single start in the World Series against the Giants. He was completely horrific. All right, let's see if he can make up. Oh, no, he didn't. So in the 2017 World Series, so he did get his ring, but in the process, he gave up 5 runs. I guess he was a little bit better in the 2017 World Series. He had a 3.75 ERA, not a 7 ERA. All right, let's move on to 2019. Justin Verlander is 36 years old. He gave up 7 runs in 11 innings against the Washington Nationals. He was one of the bigger reasons why the Nationals did end up winning that World Series. And then in 2022, in a year in which he came back from Tommy John surgery, he's going to win the Cy Young. He gave up 5 runs in 5 innings against the Phillies. He allowed the Phillies to become the 5th team in postseason history to come back after being down by 5 runs. And it's just something that shouldn't happen. He was so bad yesterday that Clayton Kershaw was trending on Twitter. Why was that happening? It's because Clayton Kershaw has a bad rap for not performing in October. I mean, if we take a look, he has a 4 ERA in the division series. He has a almost 5 ERA in championship series. And in the World Series, let's take a look at what he's done. So his first World Series was in 2017. We won't even talk about that because we all know what happened. 2018, he gave up 9 runs in 11 innings against the Boston Red Sox. He had an almost 7.5 ERA. If we go to the 2020 World Series, he redeemed himself. He had 14 strikeouts in 11 innings. He only gave up 3 earned runs, so he was really good in the 2020 World Series. Props to him. But then if we talk about this year, 2022, in 5 innings against the Padres, he gave up 3 runs on 6 base hits. He wasn't very good. So at this point, we kind of have to ask ourselves, who is the biggest choke artist of our generation? Is it Clayton Kershaw? Is it Justin Verlander? Justin Verlander is 0 for 6. He has 6 losses in 8 World Series games. He has been the definition of someone who cannot handle the pressure when it matters the most. And that's crazy to say because Justin Verlander is a top 5 pitcher of my generation. You have Clayton Kershaw, you have Max Scherzer, you have Justin Verlander. You can throw in some other names in that conversation as well. But when it comes to the best pitchers I've ever seen, JV, he's in that conversation. So again, it just absolutely blows my mind that Justin Verlander is very rock solid in the other playoff series. The DS, he has a 3.08 ERA. In the championship series, he almost has a sub-3 ERA. But in 5 World Series, in 43 innings, he's given up 29 earned runs, he's walked 16 hitters, and he's given up 9 home runs. Justin Verlander, I mean, he's not the same guy. I don't understand what happens to him. Now, he's Justin Verlander for the first few innings of every single start, but he implodes in the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and again, you have to give your props to the Philadelphia Phillies. They did not give up. That is their calling card. They are going to come back no matter what. They are going to make every single game an interesting game, and in my opinion, this is one of the greatest playoff games in the history of Major League Baseball. So as a baseball fan, I thoroughly enjoyed myself, but if you're an Astros fan, you know that is a big concern. Generally, whoever wins game 1 goes on to win the series. So let me know in the comments, who do you believe has the edge going forward? Zach Wheeler is going against, I think it's Framber Valdez in game 2. I give the edge to the Phillies. So if they go up 2-0, even though Kyle Tucker put the team on his back, I don't know how you beat this Phillies team. They seem to be God's team right now. And I guess to kind of put a bow on today's video, I'm going to say it right now, and it brings me no joy to say this. Justin Verlander is the worst pitcher in World Series history. Really sucks to say. I hope that he redeems himself in game 4 or 5 whenever he gets his second crack at it. But thanks for watching. Let me know your predictions in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.